Hey everyone, it's Travis. Thanks so much for joining the channel today. I wanted to let you know something that I just found out. As you see here, it said you've hit the team plan limit for '03. Your time limit starts again at 5:53. So how I did to actually get that, I got some really good information and wanted to share it with you. So when I went into it, I essentially asked it to ask to produce images, and it said that it had a some kind of governor on it, essentially for only 4 times per hour. So I played around with the time if that could mean 10 minutes each iteration, like 10 minutes and then 20 after, and then 30 after, and 40 after. What I settled on was about 15 minutes. So that's about 4 images an hour. And what I asked it, at first I asked it, are you able to say next? Because what I'd have to do is after it would do an image, I had asked it before to think of animals or think of dogs or something like that, and I ask it different things. And I said, okay, from what we just discussed, I want images of those. And then I had several sets. So instead of just making one image at a time like ChatGPT does, I wanted to do one image. And as soon as it was done, produce the word next. And when I put it into the computer and into my chat app, it said, oh, are you trying to have us say it or you say it? So it was kind of a nuance of I had to play around with it a little bit, and I'll show that in a later one. It was essentially I programmed it to automize itself and to write the word next so it knew as the computer, as ChatGPT, I'm going to do an automated sequence of every 15 minutes. I'm going to push a next command, and that will mean Travis, in this case, does not have to write it, and I will then produce the next image. I've actually been doing this the last couple days, and one of the things I was trying to do was just a coloring book. I read online somewhere that one of the um, different things you could do to get a little bit of extra cash is do something once and then put it somewhere, and then people, when they want to come and find it, they can. And as I'm just thinking of different ideas to give you guys, coloring book is pretty easy. And ChatGPT actually has a option that when you do an image, at least with the dolly, when I did this, it gives you stylization. And one of those is essentially a coloring book, or it looks more like an outline. I tried to do it in Grok, and Grok was not very favorable when I tried to do it. I did finally get it into ChatGPT. I had to kind of say it a couple different ways. One of the better ways, and if you don't want to say coloring book, because the algorithm or the computer or ChatGPT, the way it was taught, sometimes when it hears coloring book, it wants to shade things or it wants to put color in there. And I was fighting that a little bit. So if you use like outline, the image I want to produce, or some of those wording, I can go into that a little bit later. But the main thing with this one, I wanted to show you that even if you're on a team plan, which I am, and there's really nothing above that beyond uh, at the time of this recording, except for like an enterprise version, and team has worked for me mainly. 4.0 typically will have you um, you will hit the limit a lot faster. '03, it actually took me about 3 days of doing this on a 15-minute basis, of it doing it in the background. And then what I found is I'm getting these notifications that ChatGPT is doing this. And then what I learned, I look back and I just see all the ones. And then every once and again, every couple hours, I need to tweak it and say, hey, remember, this is for a kindergarten kid, and it was trying to make many more images, and the images were kind of small. Some of those coloring spaces were really tight. So it reminded it, and then I went about it, and then I changed to like dinosaurs, and I changed to something else. So just want to let you guys know that there is a limit for '03 in this case. When you're on the team plan, which I wasn't necessarily aware of, it doesn't let you know, at least it didn't for me, that you're getting close to that limit. And then what I did, I just switched over to a different model, and then it kept producing. And then also, uh, I have someone else on my team that was using this and was wondering, well, if I hit the limit as the team, are they then going to hit the limit? And as long as they went on, then what I was let you guys know, for me, 4.0 works for the majority of things. O 03 is my next go-to, and that's the one that does the thinking. Even that one has a limit. And I even got some type of error message saying O 03 at one point didn't do the dolly. And then even when I did O 03, I got another message that this is being updated. So dolly was not going to be the version of my dolly. There was something else. And I think that's the 4.0. That 4.0 is kind of the version that they're really, really pushing right now and really perfecting. So you do have a limit with Team Plan, and there is a way to actually put something into ChatGPT so it generates on its own. I also looked at the API way of doing it. That's very inexpensive, but there is an extra expense. I think it was like 4 cents per image if I essentially produced the image, took the ChatGPT code in Python, threw it back into a different program, and then used the API of ChatGPT. Still very inexpensive. This way, I found it. I can actually look at it and correct it a little bit, and it runs in the background for a while. I didn't need to produce it very quickly. As you can see, actually, if I go into it, I may show you just some of those images. So I wanted to share with you a couple things. One, the plan limit, at least for team, there is a team limit. It doesn't really let you know. There is some kind of limit for 4.0 that's less, that you can only do so many iterations, especially when you're doing dolly. It doesn't necessarily take in the tokenization, and it doesn't really matter the complexity of the image. Like, these are very, very, very simple things. Black lines making a dog, for instance. So not very complex at all. No color, and just simple commands. There is a limit when it hits something like that. It will let you know, hey, your next time, at least it's telling me at 5:53 that it's actually going to do that. I've had other times where it just said, oh, you've faced your limit, sorry. And I've asked it, hey, what is my limit? How do I know I can get to? Can you tell me when there is a limit? And it doesn't know how to police itself. It doesn't understand how to answer in a chat about your limits. And that makes sense, I guess, because it doesn't necessarily know that you're a team plan or an enterprise plan, or the amount of different things that you're doing. If you go on the API side, you do get to see the tokenization or the amount of images that you have before if you have like a say $10, and you don't have it automatically do, okay, you're at $10, okay, you're at 9.55, okay, you're at 9.45, okay, you're at 9.30, okay, you're at 9, okay, you're at 8, okay, you're at 7.50. So it'll show you then when you're in ChatGPT. At least from what I've found, there is no way of knowing when you're about to hit that limit. And I am a super user. I'm trying a bunch of different things and trying to bring things to the channel just on with the clients that I have, and some different things I'm trying. I'm more of a super user. I'll try to hit things to their limit. Most of you may not even do the limit. And to be fair, O 03 has been churning now about every 15 minutes for the last 3 days before I hit, quote unquote, this quota or this limit, where maybe some algorithm saying, oh, wait a second, he's using a lot of usage. Let's govern this so he doesn't take up somebody else's time, or that we have enough resources within our system to do everybody else's as they're trying to do videos and these kind of things. So, like I said, very simple things. There is still a limit, not sure what that is. And then the other thing is that you can actually successfully now create a way of letting it write the word next. I'm going to explore a little bit more what that looks like. but just wanted to share that there is actually a way now to automate in a way. It's not agentic AI, it's not agentic workflows, it's not an agentic agent. It's just automating instead of having me write the word next and not having it to remind me, like go go stand up and walk every 20 minutes or get up every hour and stretch. It sends a command to itself that then initiates the next image creation in Dolly. So hopefully that was helpful to you.